Okay, there are many reasons why I could have just stopped right now and not done this video, but I am gonna power through and do it anyway. And I promise that relates to the rest of the video. I am Audrey. I am a musician and vocalist. I did graphic design for a couple of years, freelancing, and I've just always been passionate about anything creative. But with creativity comes great anxiety, I must say. Honestly, anyone who works or plays in the creative field knows how hard it could be just to get past yourself and get past doubting yourself or what you made. Or 1 second you could think that what you made was awesome and you love it, and then the second day you're like, oh my gosh, this sucks, I hate it. That happens all the time. It's just weaving back and forth, and I think just learning how to manage to push through that, like how this video has been for me just now. That's one of the biggest skills that we can learn as artists. A little bit of background, I was in a band for 7 years or so. It was great, I learned so much. I'm so happy that I had that experience, but last year we decided to just kind of take a step back, and with that I made a big decision, number one for my life, that I was gonna pursue a solo career with music, which is hard. It's I guess there's pros and cons, okay, but it is harder because that just opens up a whole nother, you know, can of worms to be worried about, because now the judgment is completely on you versus, you know, oh, this is my bass player's fault. Just kidding. Totally kidding. Oh my god, that was so bad. No, but when you're coming from a team and then going more individual, it's hard, because when you're with a team, you're like, okay, we can take this on together, this criticism together. So that's kind of opening up that, but that's okay. I feel like that's the next step for me. And the other decision that I made for myself rooted from my freelancing graphic design, which I loved. I still love doing it, but it's hard because graphic design takes so much time, and working with people to make sure they get what they want, or, you know, working with people who get a little too creative themselves and then the project goes on for a really long time. Just stuff like that. People not really realizing how much work goes into it and the value of graphic design, and not really willing to put a number on that. That makes sense, you know, for all the work that is done by a designer. So I decided to step back from that and focus on doing what I love about it, whether it's for marketing stuff for myself or just creating things that I like, that I want to see, you know. And with that, I want to really start kind of creating products that I am happy with and that I want to have. Isn't that what it is in the end? And the other side of that would be to seriously pursue photography, which I started last year. You know, everyone likes trying photography and everything, but I actually tried to start pursuing it and really start learning and just allow myself to learn more. And I'm still totally in the learning process of it, but I feel like the learning process too is important to really pay attention to, and no one really shows that side because it's scary and it's vulnerable, and you're always worried, you know, what people are gonna think about it or what you're gonna think about it yourself. You know, that's sometimes hard too. Sometimes it's just like I can't even impress myself. So with all that said, I flip my hair so many times, probably look like a different person every shot. So how does this channel come into play? In a world of perfection, of beautiful photos and videos and perfectly produced music, seeing those things all the time can kind of create an anxiety. I know it has for me, to not put out anything. Since you see all this perfection out in the world, you're worried that you're not going to be able to achieve that, or I'll do this when this condition is met. Kind of creating conditions for yourself rather than just really just doing it. Through all of my stressors last year, I just would have loved to see someone showing their creative process, showing how they're learning. I felt like that would give a lot of comfort. It also gives me comfort to just think about doing that, just documenting that for myself, because I get to talk it through. I get to document the progress of it. So that's basically what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about documenting the creative process for both myself and other people, hoping that, you know, that brings some encouragement to people to see, or maybe people can learn something from it too, whether it is success or failure. I've seen amazing musicians when I was growing up, people who seemed like they were going to go somewhere, and they still can, okay? It's never too late. I'm just saying, I've seen that kind of anxiety get to those people who everyone thought was going to be someone, but then they give up. And honestly, just doing it is a huge percentage of these things. If I can encourage myself to do it by making these videos, or if I can encourage other people to just do it, then that's great. Also, who doesn't like process videos? Anyway, I don't even know if this is summarizing everything perfectly, but guess what? I'm doing it. I'm making the video. I'm gonna put all of that stress aside, and this is gonna be my first day. So if seeing a creative process or a learning process, that documentation of it sounds interesting to you for, you know, music or photography, art, I don't know, whatever else ends up happening in my life, then go ahead and subscribe. I have to start saying that now. And honestly, if this is the only video that you ever see of mine, then that's fine. I just hope that people really start thinking about going ahead and doing the things that they're thinking about, and maybe sharing their learning process, because not only will it be good for them, you know, but it would be good for other people too to see. So, all right, that's it, and I will see you next video.